Hello students, today I discuss about three important theorems on connectedness. So before we starting this video, I appeal to all of you, if you have not subscribed this channel, then subscribe this channel. If you like this video, then like, and if you have any suggestion, then comment me. And of course, subscribe if you have not subscribed. So let's start. First we define what is connectedness, for which condition for a topological space is called connectedness. Have the property connected. So take a topological space X star. We are taking a topological as X star. X star is a topological space. Topological space. You know that every member in the tau must be open. So if you cannot find out any two members, U and V, which are non-empty and disjoint, if you cannot find out two non-empty and disjoint sets in tau or open set, the disjoint and non-empty sets, non-empty open sets or belonging to tau open sets. Tau is arbitrary. Tau can be any topological space. Tau can be. I mean to say, from X you can how the number you can create topological spaces. So all the topological spaces are denoted by tau. So open sets means any topological space if you form through the set X, and if you find out two disjoint and non-empty open sets C and D from this tau. From this tau I am taking plural because there are a lot of taus. So C and D from taus so such that you cannot get X equal to C union D. You cannot get you cannot get C union D. So you cannot find out such kind of any disjoint and non-empty open sets from taus which union will be X. If you cannot find out such kind of two disjoint and non-empty sets, then X is called connected. I'm not going more in defining this or in examples. So just I wish to discuss the theorems, but I wish to discuss the subspace, any subspace, how it can be connected. So if you take Y is a subspace of X, then Y also in the same way can be connected if you cannot find out two non-empty and disjoint sets whose union is Y. Then the subspace Y is also connected. So these are the definitions. Now I am directly going in the theorem. First theorem: if the set C and D open sets C and D form a separation if any set is not connected, then the set C and D forms a separation. If you can find out C and D to non-empty open sets such that whose union is X, the topology the space to equal to the space X, then C and D are called the separation of the X. And if you cannot find out, then C and D are called if we cannot find out C and D such in that for the topological X space X, then you can say that X is connected. So here C and D are forming separation, meant X is not connected. Separation of X means X is not connected. It does mean that X is not connected. So and if Y is connected, Y is a subspace, it is a subspace, Y is a subspace of X, Y is connected, it can be that topological space is not connected, but it is subspace can be connected subspace of X, then Y, entirely lies in C or D, in the open set C or D. Both are non-empty. So how we can prove this? So Y is given connected and X is not connected. So X is a separation C and D. So X can be written down in this way. X is the separation of two open non-empty sets. Disjoint says C and D. So now if Y is connected, then if Y is connected, then also the sets you can consider by the definition of subspace, you can get two open sets in this way, C intersection Y and D intersection Y, two open sets in Y, such that D intersection Y, such that these both are open in Y, both are open in Y, in the relative topology in Y. Now union of these what will be, if we take this is X and this is I'm giving C and this is D, this is X. Now we are taking a subspace like I am taking now in this way Y, this is Y. So C intersection Y and D intersection Y must be the if you take the union of both of these, D intersection Y must be equal to 1. So we have a separation C intersection Y and D intersection Y. But if you take the both these both these and you can find out that since X C and D are separation, so they must be disjoint and non-empty. So C intersection Y and D intersection Y must be disjoint and empty. Both must be disjoint and non-empty, and they are forming the separation for Y. But in the it is given that Y is connected, so it cannot have any separation. But we are finding out that Y has a separation. So it can be that there is only one chance that one must be null, means one intersection must be null. then it cannot be a separation. So we can take C intersection Y is null, or D intersection Y is null. One must be null. Null means that either Y, if C intersection Y is null, then Y must entirely uh, lies in the D. And if you find out D intersection Y is null, then Y must entirely lie in the DAC. So this theorem follows through this explanation. By this explanation. Now we will go in the second theorem. The union of the union of a collection of connected subspaces of connected subspaces of H of H that have a point in common, that have a point in common that have a point in common each connected. So how we can prove this? We will take a collection A alpha, all are connected subspaces of X. Is a collection of subspaces, connected subspaces of X. Is a collection of connected subspaces of X. Subspaces, subspaces of X. Now all have a point in common. I am taking P belongs to the intersection of for all alphas A alpha, means P is common for all these connected subspaces. Now we have to prove that the union of this A alpha is connected, means it does not have any separation. But for contradiction, we are taking that it has a separation C union D. We are taking it has a separation C union D. C union D, C and D are non-empty disjoint open sets. We are taking this contradicting part, that the union can have a separation C and D. Now the point P either belongs to C or either belongs to D. So because P is common for all alpha, all the E alphas, so P belong either C or P belong either D. Now, if P belong in C, then if this case can this is the case, this is one case, this is number two case. If we consider this case one, that P belongs to C, then in D there is no alpha. Means if there is any A alpha, then it must have a P. So if P does not belong to D, P belongs to C, then in D there is no alpha. There exists no A alpha. There exists no A alpha. If there is no A alpha, then D is empty. Then D is equal to empty set. So, and it is a contradiction that the D is non-empty. Like that, you can take the second case and you can prove that C is empty. So it is again the contradiction part. So yeah, there cannot have any separation of the union of the connected services. So the union of the collection of the connected services must be connected. This is the proof of the theorem. Now we go in third theorem. E be a connected subspace of X. If find out a set open set B such that A proper subset B and B is proper subset of A closure, then B is also connected. Then it must be that B is also connected. Also connected. How can we prove this? So we are taking the contradicting part, that B is not connected. B has a separation of two open sets C and D, which are non-empty and disjoint. So we have a separation. Now we have already proved that the first theorem we have already proved that in the first theorem, that if A is connected and A is a proper subset of B, so it is a subspace also of X. So A entirely lies either in C. A must be proper subset of C, or A proper subset of D. One of the two conditions must be true. If B has a separation, then if we consider the first condition, A proper subset of C, then A does not lie in D. So A closure must be proper subset of C closure. So A closure must be the proper subset of C closure. It does mean that and also we are given that B is the proper subset of A closure and B is the proper subset of A closure. So B is the proper subset of C closure, means that D is empty. But we have taken that D is non-empty, so it is contradicting the fact that B has a separation. So it is proving the first condition, proving that B is connected. Similarly, you can take if A is a proper subset of D, then also A closure, you will find out proper subset of D closure. Then what? Then you will find out that since B is the proper subset of A closure, then B is the proper subset of D closure. If this happens, B is the proper subset of D closure, then C must be empty because B entirely lies in D closure or D. So C must be empty. And if C is empty, then we are it contradicting that C is non-empty or B has any separation. So B must be correct. These are the three important theorems. I hope you like this video and enjoyed this video. And thanks for watching. And must subscribe this channel if you like these videos. Must subscribe and comment me and share with your friends. Thanks for now. I will launch many videos on connected components and topological spaces in future. So continue to watch. Thanks.